Hi everyone, welcome to Observability Guru. So far, we are running this video series called Datadog Tutorial 2026. What we have done is we have enabled the infrastructure observability, which is about enabling host, process, and network related observability. And then the previous video, we look at how to enable APM, application performance monitoring. So there we enable the metrics and traces and service maps. And I have a POC application, which is a car rental application, which is uh, connecting to a couple of microservices and pulling the data, which we have been using to run this demo. So now this particular microservices has logs, and today we will see how we can send the logs to Datadog. So let me log into my AWS EC2 instance. I kind of like tail the logs, and probably let me add a break and then going and come back again, which will generate another API call to the location service. You can see the detail has been picked up. So here, this is the log file which we want to configure with our Datadog agent to send logs. So before we start, one of the things you have to know and understand is that Datadog use a user called DD agent uh, to operate inside your EC2 instance. So with this DD agent, we want to check whether we have access to this particular log. That is probably the 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 simplest of issues you will encounter when you try to do that. So I'll share you this command. So this shows we are able to access the log from DD agent. So that is before we start anything. So we ensure that there's no permission related issue. So that's out of the way. Let's go and try to do the other configurations. So the first thing we have to do is we have to go to our Datadog agent and enable logs true. We go and enable this. So generally I prefer just kind of like dumping it before you without doing much changes. So let me just follow my rule. Yeah, so we added log enable true line, commented it off. And next what we have to do is we have to go inside the Datadog agent and create a particular file folder so that we can do this configuration. So let us go inside the Datadog agent. So here under conf d we have a lot of files you can see, and what we will do is we will create our own directory so that we are able to add the configuration file there. Okay, so now we are at conf.d. I created a location.d. Just remember that it's with root, so I'll have to change the permission. So let me go inside the location d file, and then we'll create a file called con.yaml. So that's the file we have to create it. And inside that, we have to add this log line. So I'll telling it's a log. I'll tell you the type. We are giving the log path, the service name, and all the other relevant details. I change the service name to location service. Then I'll this one. So we have this. So next what we have to do is we'll have to change the permission in such a way that DD agent is able to access it. I set things accordingly. So let us just test me few two tests I have done. So one is we are checking whether DD agent is able to access the conf.yaml, which is it's able to do. And second, we want to ensure it's able to access that particular file as well. So let me just try to access the file with DD agent and check whether it's also yeah, it's able to get the relevant logs. So we are looking okay. And the final thing we had to do is to ensure we stop the agent and do a restart. Let's do that now. So we stop the agent. I prefer stopping and start generally instead of the restart because sometimes seeing that it's getting stuck or behaving differently and it's up. Let me go and check whether it's up and running. Now what we can do is we are able to go into the logs and check whether our log is start coming here. It will take a little bit of time, plus we'll also want to generate some traffic so that will ensure that our agent is sending logs to the Datadog. Okay, the first thing I'll do is I'll go to the infrastructure and just locate my host. Yeah, so the logs are coming in, so that's good. So we can go into the log section as well now, and we will see the logs are getting appeared. So log is it's related to the location service, and so this is good, right? So it's enable us to see the logs. If you can see the logs are at the moment coming with location underscore service. Probably that's something we can do is to make it, because if you remember, if I go back to my services, I think we have location hyphen service. Yeah, so this will not be mapped properly with um, the log is not properly mapped with the location service microservice log. So we can do a small change here. We can go to conf file and just ensure we change it. That will enable us to fix it. So we rename it file, save the file, and let's quickly go and stop the service. We start off the service as well. Check the status up. So let us go back and generate some traffic here. Location services loaded, come back, get some traffic. So now if we go back to logs, let us check. Yeah, so we have the new location hyphen services visible here. So with this, let's go to our services and location service. Location service dashboard. So if I come here, structure, all the details, and we have the traces appearing here. Logs are not appearing yet, but it will happen shortly. They are not appearing yet. So if we start troubleshooting it, so we can see it's doing a filter environment, and maybe we can exploring the log explorer and see why it is happening. And okay, you'll notice that there's a env environment tag it's looking at. So that's a small problem because we have not set a environment tag in our configuration. So what we can do is we can go back here. YAML file. You can see there are tags, right? Environment pod, likewise. So we set the environment. Okay, the tag is set properly. Let us do a restart of our service. Stop it. Start it. Then we will check the status. It's running. So what we need to do is generate a little bit of traffic. Back to the Explorer and let us check whether any logs are appearing here. We'll remove everything. Service. Check whether we'll generate few more traffic. Small mistake we have done, I think we set it as env non. So let me just correct that. Yep. Now the logs starts appearing here. So if I go back to my location service, and we have the log, we are get into the location service. Sorry about that. So let's So the location service is getting loaded. And if I go to the log section, logs are properly mapped. So because the service names are equal. So that's it. That's how we send the logs to a Datadog. With this, we have completed this. So we complete the entire APM section where we enable APM, metrics are there, traces are there, service maps are working, and now logs are being sent to Datadog as well. So in the next video, we will look at how we can enable Datadog RAM and enable real user monitoring for our application. Until then, see you next time.